So Starfield is just around the corner with its release, and as the days get closer, the videos get spicier as the information that's being revealed at Gamescom, interviews at Gamescom, videos at Gamescom, interviews with Peter Hines is getting more and more publicity. And for those people that were saying that this game had no hype, this game had no public awareness, no PR, I think they can pretty much sit down now and continue watching as PC gamers and Xbox gamers probably get to experience come September the 1st for those of you that are early access, or September the 6th for those waiting for the actual official release, probably going to be the game of the generation. Now, Starfield is promising, and from what critics are saying in terms of their kind of outwardly worded conversations, this game is beyond special. But let's see what we have to show for that. So, as Darius Fears here said, and I'll have a link to his Twitter in the description below, do go check him out. There is no level cap. Level 1000, here we come. Now, I have actually seen online, and from the actual primer guide, you can get to level 65. It's pretty much like Fallout 4, I think, where there just literally is no level cap. And by 65, I mean 65,000. Now, whether there's any real points for that is unknown, considering the enemies from all the content we've seen capped at level 75, but it does mean that you can literally become a god among men if you really wanted to. There are going to be Easter eggs, which is really nice. Companions will judge you for certain actions. This generally means that I'm screwed, because I can, depending on the day I'm playing, be a complete arsehole or an actual really nice guy. So they're going to judge me one way or another. There is a mission board that is where you will accept contracts, side missions, examples mining resources and taking it to a planet, or taking someone to a planet, or building or outpost on our planet. So essentially a escort mission. You can craft items and spacesuits with unique effects. Whether these can be crafted in multiple colors is not mentioned, because I know that was a question I've seen on Twitter, and if it is a question that you guys are asking, it's unknown at present, but you can craft different spacesuits. You can also loot spacesuits, helmets, and other things off enemies. Now, how cool would this have been if you could do this in multiplayer? Think of it like the Division Dark Zone, but the whole space would be the Division Dark Zone. Everywhere you go, you see a ship. Board the ship, and Star Citizen will be where I go to do that sort of stuff. But I'm still excited for this game. Starfield starts off slow, but opens up. That is true. Apparently the tutorial, because there's a lot of stuff it throws at you at the beginning of the game, is roughly around 4 hours long. So do keep that in mind. Now, what they haven't specified is if they spent 3 hours and 59 minutes on the character creation. That is highly plausible. New Game Plus is in Starfield at launch. This one is actually a big one, covered in my previous video. I'm really happy that that's in there. Pick boost packing skill. Peter Hines says pick boost packing as a skill. Not sure why, but I guess if the director is saying to do that, who am I to judge him? You can get kidnapped and taken into space? What? I wonder if they will just jettison you out into space and leave you there. That's actually hilarious. I've actually done that on Star Citizen to some people. We took over their ship and we decided that we were going to be friendly and just leave them in space, and took their ship and flew off. I know it's kind of bad, but it was funny at the same time. We later came back and ran them over with our spaceships, plowed into them and murdered them so they can respawn back at their home spot, but it was still fun. Ships have tier levels and they require a certain pilot skill level. Nice. Modders can add planets, stories, quests, basically anything into Starfield. Now, this is actually quite interesting, because if they can add planets, what's stopping them from adding, say, a Skyrim planet, an Oblivion planet, a Fable planet, a Halo planet, a Banjo-Kazooie planet? I don't know, maybe something from PlayStation as a planet. Maybe something from Nintendo. You as someone tweeted out to me, you go through a wormhole, come through a planet, and Fox is there waiting for you and shoots you in the face. I mean, if they're going down this way in terms of modding, the possibilities are absolutely endless. And can you imagine being just exploring planets that are built on popular franchises? That would be absolutely insane. I mean, the modding potential here pretty much means that this game can go on for absolute ever. And for those people that actually are really talented, that can come up with quests, stories, and actually create a minigame within Starfield, this gives me goosebumps. Seriously. Want to know what else gave me goosebumps? The almost 30,000 views and the fact that you smashed that 250 like challenge with over 1,700 likes. That is insane. Now, my target for the year was 5,000 subs. Could you imagine if half of you actually subbed? I would have smashed that goal and the next 5 goals all at the same time. If you are enjoying the content, do hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, but it really helps the channel grow. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and it does help with getting the videos noticed, as you have seen. Of course, with this video, we are going to have a like challenge of 300. Let's see if we can smash that one. On with the video. Next, we have a summary of Peter Hines' Starfield Q&A. This is from Peter Ovo. The game doesn't really start until after the main quest. Now, what did Peter Hines mean by this? Well, you've got the main quest, which is kind of like a path that you can follow. But once that's done, it's not the end of the game. The game is still there, and the whole universe, the whole galaxy is there for you to explore. So if you're the type of person that kind of looks at it just as the game to follow, once that's done, the oyster is yours, as they say. He says it's his favourite Bethesda main quest ever, which is pretty cool. He once accidentally got sucked into the vacuum of space because he boarded an enemy ship and the pilot took off. Now, to add context to this, I've watched that part of the interview. He actually went and took out the enemies on the ship. Now, the pilot, what he didn't realise was that the pilot was still on board and he didn't take the pilot out. So as he tried to get on board, the ship took off. As the ship took off, he was still there trying to get on. And he got vacuumed and jettisoned out. Pretty funny. Multiple passive point of interests across the galaxy to find. An example he gave was a set of farms where the people give resources to the people of other planets. Think like The Walking Dead, where you had the hilltop, you've got Alexandria, you had the kingdom, and they're just sharing stuff. I'm guessing that's what they're referring to here. Modders will be able to create planets. That's just so huge! Certain companions will get annoyed with you if you do bad things, even companions who you are really close to. Alright, so don't be a dick. That's what they're trying to say here. Unless you really want to get people annoyed with you and have that bad boy attitude or a bad girl attitude, then as you are. Lots of settlements with their own people and quests to find outside of the major cities. The New Game Plus relates to the main story, so you can't say a word on it. Says it's different from most New Game Plus mechanics and is rather special. So it's not just replaying the same game over again. Even if it is, there's differences here. So I'd be interested. That's going to be interesting. He was asked if you could fly from planet to planet, like say in No Man's Sky. He said he doesn't know if you can fly from planet to planet, as grav driving is much quicker, only takes a few seconds apparently, and that's how he religiously travels from planet to planet. So he wasn't able to provide an answer to that. And the reality is, there's no reason for him to lie here. If it doesn't allow it, it doesn't allow it. So, but we've seen space combat, so I assume there is space exploration anyway. Weapon mods combined with skills are really diverse. Said that he felt like Iron Man at one stage. Wow, that's a big statement. You can get bounties put on you, but there were ways to undo them. So you can pay people off. Museum on New Atlantis explains the lore of the game. The Colony War, what happened to Earth. That's going to be interesting. I'll probably be there, probably trying to go through some of the lore videos if you guys are interested in that. That should be kind of awesome. Says the boost pack skill is really important and fun. Okay, this is the second mention we've seen about the boost pack skill, so we should probably take note of that. Adoring fan cannot become a robot. We know which one that is from Fallout. There's an enormous amount of creatures. He has no clue how many there are in the game. Also, has no clue how long it would take to 100% the game. Says after 150 hours, he isn't even slightly close. Lots of mod support post-launch. Mission boards can ask you to build outposts on planets? Jeez Louise! He gave a hilarious example where the mission board gave him a quest to take 2 people across to a different planet, Space Taxi. After 5 hours, he found the 2 people still aboard his ship and realized he had completely forgot to take them to their destination. It almost reminds me of Fallout 4, where you're supposed to go and take, rescue your kid, but, somewhere along the line you built a town and a village and a farm, and 5 years later, or maybe 20 years later, you realize that, oh yeah, there was something I was supposed to do, and your kid is like, what, 20, 30 years old now, is still waiting for you to come rescue him? Bethesda, never change. Lots of Easter eggs as you'd expect across the game, no level cap, starter guides are coming out according to the German interviewer, no clue when. People on PC who have played the game early have said performance is smooth. And that is all we have for this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. That's a lot of information to go through. Thanks, Peter Over. I'll have a link to your Twitter in the description below. That is a lot of streamlined comments put in from the interview. Lots of good points. But yeah, this game it's just sounding better and better. And if it's polished, if it's bug-free, if it's as good as people are saying it is, and if the 4 hours doesn't kill people at the beginning, I can see this easily getting or at least being up there with Baldur's Gate 3, head-to-head. I can't see any other game right now that can compete with it if this game is actually as good as we are anticipating. And I really, really hope it is. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. See you in the stars. Remain legend.